Blog Talk Radio. Welcome to Take Two Radio. We are pleased to bring you interviews with people in the entertainment and music industry, discussions and recaps of the 4 remaining daytime soaps. That's The Bold and the Beautiful, The Young and the Restless, General Hospital, and Days of Our Lives, as well as various other shows. For upcoming and previous shows, check take2radio.com. That's with the number 2. And you can find us on Blog Talk Radio, iHeartRadio, iTunes, and other streaming apps. Follow us on social media at Take Two Radio, and thanks for listening. Good evening, Sven Gulli here. How are you today?
Warm.
Wrong show. Welcome to Take Two Radio, Soaps and Review. I'm Pam, your host. I guess we could be any character we want to be, right?
Yep.
That's the magic of radio.
Exactly.
It is.
So,
hi, everybody. It's great to be back. I missed y'all.
Yes, we're missing people. We don't have Anthony. He's on vacation. I hope he's having fun.
Aww.
And we're missing Carolyn. I don't know why exactly, but, we're on a Tuesday, so, she might have had something else to do. So, but Candice is here. Hey, Candice!
Hey! Oh. We got David. Is David with us, too?
Yeah.
You don't hear him?
Okay.
I'm right here.
I didn't hear him. I could barely hear him. That's why I wasn't sure. I thought
okay.
I wasn't sure. I didn't know if you were bringing in some extra person or something. I didn't is that David? I didn't want to offend anybody.
Okay. No, we're all here. The gang's all here, but we're missing 2. But anyways.
We'll miss everybody.
Yes.
I got some exciting news to share with you. I've been waiting and waiting. As you know, I've been, I am a writer, and also I recently started my music, so I'm really excited about sharing this with y'all. But my second book is LGBTQIA Paranormal Romance, releases very soon this month on Kindles everywhere. And the second news is all the tracks that I've been doing on SoundCloud and BandLab, it's coming to a profitable success so far. It's going to be releasing soon so people can download the music to their podcast or, your playlist. But the good news is I'm going to be having an album that will come out from SoundCloud and BandLab very soon. So I'm really excited to share that with all of you.
Oh, that's awesome. Congratulations.
Yeah.
Nice to hear.
Thanks.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, it's good keeping, starts off like a hobby and then it comes off like a career path. Well, Candice, that's how you started with your podcast, right? Your cool series, right? Forever and a Day. It's almost like
Forever and a Day.
Like a dream hobby, and then it's popular so far right now, right?
Oh yeah, but everybody knows I've been destined to be a part of the soap industry. Come on now,
Oh yeah.
I'm just saying.
You'd have to be deaf, dumb, and blind. You'd have to be deaf, dumb, and blind not to know. Or
do we have any spoilers or teasers you can give from your series? Anything coming up as we're going into the fall? Can you tease anything for what we can expect?
Let's see. Where we last left off, somebody or some people got shot.
Okay.
That's all I got. You got to find out. We'll be back. Don't worry. We'll be back. We'll be back.
No word on the renewal?
We'll be back. Oh, it's coming back. Yeah, we got season 3 already on lock. So the season 3 will start
congratulations.
in February. Yeah, it'll start in February, but we do have a Thanksgiving episode. So, because, we want to whet your appetite. Literally, whet your appetite. See Thanksgiving? You see how we did that? So yeah, you'll find out.
Okay.
Yeah, you'll find out.
I've got a lot of people asking me.
Yeah.
Go ahead. Yeah, I had a lot of people asking me, is she renewed or are they going to have another season? And I told everybody that I would ask you on my podcast.
Yeah, we're having another season, and I wanted to say, if I haven't said it already, thank you guys so much for listening to our show. It is a labor of love. There is some Easter eggs. There may or may not have been in seasons past, because it's 2 seasons, right, of a certain person on this phone's name.
I got a suggestion for you.
What?
I got a suggestion for you for your next season of Forever and a Day.
I didn't hear what Candice said because you kind of blanked out.
Oh, okay. I said there may have been a name drop, an Easter egg of somebody on this phone, and that's when I said, "Hey Pam," meaning there was a Pam on Forever and a Day.
Oh, there's a Pam.
There was spoiler alert. There was a character named Pam.
Oh, okay, that's cool.
Mm-hmm.
Get my name out there. Get my name out there.
There you go. I mean, yeah, you know. I mean, seriously, it's so much fun, and you guys can check it out on JLJ Media and all streaming services. And it's just it's a lot of work, but it's so much fun.
I have no doubt. So let's get started, and you guys are going to freak out. But the first thing, because I can't keep quiet, I am through the roof with Sammy's hypocrisy that I want to reach through the television and just punch her.
Choker.
Oh, not just Sammy.
The violence.
Well, let's not forget about Belle. Belle's over there trying to judge everybody. Have we forgot that Belle has cheated her way in the past? I mean, her and Sammy cheated on their lovers, so they can both sit down.
Well, it's more so to do with Nicole and Sammy. Yeah.
More Nicole and Sammy.
Miss, I'm sleeping with Lucas while EJ is still around.
Right.
Okay, so I literally just finished watching today's episode, so I'm going to say this. Sammy, you have no room to talk about Nicole.
Yeah,
When
please.
you did the exact same thing and work. In a sense, you're kind of doing it worse because EJ's right there and you still trying to be and acting all nice and stuff like that. I will say that, okay, Sammy, you may not like Nicole, but Karma is a you know what.
Oh yeah.
Yeah.
I loved when Nicole spouted that Bible verse back at her.
Amen.
Karma's gonna get you.
Mhm.
I cannot wait.
You know,
I
would love for Andrea. Is it Andrea Zucker, right? That's the actress name. I want her to Andrea. Yeah, I want her to send an Emmy role with that scene because that is amazing. That was intense. The way she tells Sammy, "Karma's gonna get you."
Well, I
love that. I'm sorry, but that's just Emmy worthy. So good job, Ron.
I'm gonna tell you something. I've said this a couple of times. Is that when the confrontation between her and Eric was to happen, I did not want the writers to write Eric as the victim because I thought that would have been a cheap way of kind of saving his character and saving the fact that he's really abandoned his wife. I love for those who saw it, I love the fact, and we kind of saw this even when she slept with Xander. It was a back and forth decision. It's like, should I or shouldn't I? Like she was weighing the pros and cons, but at the same time, like she said today, she justified it. I miss having you there. You literally left me with all of your problems.
Right.
Which
exactly.
is true because
exactly
you left when Allie was there, when all that stuff was going on with Tripp. You left her. You left her and her child. Her kid, her daughter calls you daddy, and you abandoned everybody. I love the fact that she even said, you know, like going back and forth again before Eric, you know, she was going to write. She was actually going to tell the kind of truth. She was going to tell him the truth, but she got scared. If you remember the email draft that she sent that she was going to do. And I think the thing is that Nicole is a very interesting character because I think now that she did get her quote-unquote moment, her happy moment with Eric, because it's been 20 years in the making, on and off, and I think she's kind of grown up. She still has her tendencies. Look, we can't all change our spots, but it's like, okay, I did one bad thing because of you, though. It wasn't because she had to do it. It's because she was pushed to do it. And emotionally, you abandoned her. You wounded her, Eric. What else she was supposed to do? Clip coupons while you're in Africa, you know, saving the world. And then, like with Eric, I just love the fact that they kind of I like the dialogue that was said because it's like. I
did too, because he took responsibility for his part in it.
Yep. And I felt bad.
I like that they both are owning what they did in the relationship of their marriage. That they have, you know, they're not perfect. They've had their flaws. They're both they're hurting in their marriage, but they can both own up to the mistakes that they've done in this marriage, and that's a good, like you said, that's good on the dialogue as well as the performances. Great job, Dave. You knocked it out of the park. That is amazing today.
Well, what blew my mind is her breaking up with him, though. I never saw that coming.
I kind of expected that in a way. Because you got to think in her perspective, it's probably just too much for her. The fact that, yes, she messed up, but what about him? He did leave, and then in her mind, she's like, well, what? She's going to leave again, so why do I even need to be here? Why does he need to be here?
There are issues of abandonment. Issues of abandonment.
Well, it's not even that. It's just, okay, if I'm your wife, I should have a say in what you decide to do. The fact that he left for 3 months, right? Okay. Then he comes back and says, I signed up for another 3 months. Wait a minute, hold up. You didn't even ask me.
Right, exactly.
Like, I'm your wife, and you have a daughter. You have a stepdaughter here, too, and you just assumed that we were cool with this. So this was going to be another 3 months, and then another 3 months. It's like, okay, you're more committed to healing the world than healing our marriage and our family. So I applauded Nicole because I think she realized that sooner or later it was going to end up that way, that there was going to be a divorce. Whether it was, again, him not being there, him kind of, because if you really think about it, he chose something else over her and her kid. And remember how much Eric loved that kid.
Yep.
Like, Eric really loved that, you know.
I really felt so bad for Nicole about that. I felt so bad.
And I felt bad for Eric because, to be honest, and I said this too, this is another slap in the face from one of his family members.
Yes,
you know,
exactly.
I mean, because think about it. Marlena, embarrassed him in front of the community with a video of Kristen and Brady. Brady slept with Kristen. And now you got Sammy doing it's like, okay, come on now. Like, Eric is probably like, you know what, I got to leave town. I got to go.
Yeah. I feel so bad for both. You got to see it, and that's good writing here. You can feel the characters' emotions, and you can feel like, okay, am I going to feel bad for Eric? Am I going to feel bad for Nicole? I kind of feel bad for both, yes, but I also do feel bad for Eric because, like you said, he's been hurt on all sides of his family in some aspects. And for Sammy to continue this fight with Nicole, as exciting and dramatic it is for us, the audience, to enjoy it, for Eric, it's got to hurt because that's like, damn it, Sammy, you did it again. You were fighting with Nicole. You couldn't let go, and now because of that, I've just lost my marriage. Like, I think I'd like to see Eric mad at Sammy and go into it with her.
And I'm going to say this because I also feel as though because Greg Vaughn wasn't staying on long, I also feel as though they kind of dropped the ball a little bit with Eric going after Sammy. Like, really going, like, you know, because here's the thing. Eric could be mad at Nicole and Xander. Fine. Mm-hmm. But this whole revenge thing that Sammy has with Nicole has now ruined their marriage. But yet, all the times that Eric has tried to, you know, him and Brady and everybody else was trying to get EJ and Sammy apart and stuff like that, Eric at least respected. Like, okay, you can tell me da-da-da-da-da-da-da. But it's like Sammy didn't even respect, like, okay, again, you go after Nicole. But think about everybody else that's going to be affected by it. So that's why I'm Team Nicole. I hope Nicole goes after Sammy. The fact that Lucas has that letter.
But Lucas doesn't have it anymore. Lucas doesn't have it anymore. Philip has it.
I missed something. So, who has it now?
Philip has it. So because Lucas threw it in the garbage saying he does not want to hurt Sammy like that. And threw it in the garbage while at the pub, and Philip took it out of the garbage when Lucas left. So EJ's going to end up with that letter somehow, some way.
Philip is, oh my God, Philip's crazy. He literally wants to see the drama explode. He wants Sammy to suffer, which is, I can understand Philip's perspective. But I'm going to kick out of Philip here because he's like, you know what? It's Sammy's turn to go down now. So, yeah, the ball's in play, and I cannot wait to see Nicole give it to Sammy.
Everybody's going to go after Sammy because already, what's his name? The father already suspects. John suspects that Sammy set this up too. And wait until they all find out. But the best part, of course, is going to be when Nicole and Sammy go at it. But I think another great part is going to be when EJ finds out.
Mm-hmm. And I've got a little teaser to share for y'all. As we all know, this is going to lead up to Sammy's exit story because remember a while back I teased that EJ will have a new storyline that kicks up very soon. I guess I'm predicting after Sammy leaves, but it's going to be him connecting with a few other people in Salem, and one of those people is supposed to be Chanel.
Well, that doesn't do anything
but
for me.
But I don't know how that's going to work because
I heard
they
a little
originally had that. Yeah,
I heard a little tidbit too. If Candice or any of you can confirm this, we'll see Johnny after the Olympics.
Yeah.
That's been out there. Yeah.
I thought that was Will. I thought it was Will at first, but it's Johnny.
I got a quick question for you, and this is just a little off topic, but on the Olympics, do you know if that's going to be available to be seen free from NBC or where you can see it?
Oh, the Olympics or days?
Yeah, the Olympics. Yeah,
the Olympics. I like the Olympics. Yeah. I know that we're going to take a pre-ump with days, but I'm a big Olympic fan. I'm just wondering where can we watch the Olympics?
You can see it on all the NBC networks, from NBC, NBC.com to Peacock, and also USA and MSN.
Okay,
I
wanted to make sure because I got the
NBC
Peacock
family.
channel, and I wanted to make sure we're going to be able to watch it on there. So that's what I was asking, in case you guys knew.
Okay, so Chloe now is torn between two guys. Who do you want to see her with?
I actually want to see Chloe with Philip.
Candice?
No.
Well, if the show doesn't stop rewriting history, because I remember Chloe and Philip from Jump, okay?
Yeah.
I would say, see, I'm about to say something really, y'all know I can't, I'm gonna try to be nice tonight.
for storyline purposes, I would like to see her with Philip. But I know I'm going to see her with Grady. The more you know.
David?
Well, I'm going a little bit. I think more with Brady, because what I want to see Philip with Gabby more. I want
Philip with
more
who?
of that interaction.
Yes.
Philip with Gabby.
I can't hear. Philip with who?
Gabby.
Gabby.
Oh, with Gabby. Why?
I thought they were cute together when they started out, and I thought something was going to happen, but I guess I'm wrong, and then I'm not going in that direction. So
I'll say it. I'll be the one to say it. The reason that we when they teased that spoiler that went nowhere of Philip and Gabby, it was a letdown because one, they moved Philip out of the Chloe Brady Bell thing, and
right.
Jay Johnson and Camilla Bannis does have chemistry. I wish they would have pushed them a little bit more, because that would have been an interesting dynamic. I think, and I'll just say it. I'll be nice. To me, they don't know what to do with Philip on the show. That's why I said for storyline purposes, yeah, let Chloe and Philip be together. But I know that it's going to be Chloe and Brady, because they really do not have Philip in much of, like, he's there, but he doesn't have his own, like, really his own thing right now.
Yeah.
He doesn't have his own story. I get what you're saying.
Mhm.
I feel that's what's been doing with Jake. Jake's just floating about, and we don't know what Jake's about anymore.
I would have something to say about that, but again, I'll be nice.
I haven't decided who I want them with, but I kind of was thinking that she would end up with Philip and possibly Nicole would end up with Brady, but then again, there's that race thing.
Yeah.
So we got Rafe, Ava, and Nicole.
The bear.
And the bear.
Oh.
And the bear.
Mm-hmm.
We got that little foursome thing.
Yeah. And although our very own Anthony Corona had a nice idea about Nicole, and Carolyn brought up that maybe that Dan, who plays EJ, isn't maybe a good match for Sammy. EJ would be better with Nicole, according to Anthony. And I find that interesting.
Okay, here's what I need I literally just got done talking to somebody about this. What they need to do with Dan's EJ, because so far we know him and Allison Sweeney have the zings. We know that him and Brian, they got those zingers. I need for them to come test him and Ari for EJ and Nicole. When Marcy returns, I want them to come test again EJ and Abby. I wouldn't even mind EJ and Gabby, because I do want to see one of the things, and you guys remember I said this about when Michelle Morgan came back as Amanda, is, okay, Dave, start chem testing people outside of who they're supposed to be. If you're already going to do destruction to EJ and Sammy, okay, let the record show that there was two other people that EJ was with besides Sammy. That is Nicole and that is Abby. We have not seen, obviously, EJ and Marcy's version of Abby. So this would be a good opportunity just to chem test, as well as Nicole. To throw another ranch in is, let's see how he does with Gabby. So I wouldn't dismiss that. I would be like, okay, let's see what you got.
Well, I would love to see him with Nicole just to get back at Sammy. Oh my God, could you imagine her head exploding?
she hated her and got this revenge on her and broke up her marriage. So now Nicole and EJ can get together once the truth comes out. Oh, my God. You would hear Sammy from Mars.
Well, see, the only way that would have worked if Nicole would have fired back and said, well, you've been sleeping with Lucas, and I have proof.
Well, but the thing is, she really doesn't have proof. That letter is
proof.
That's
what I'm saying. That's what I'm saying. Like, I wish they would have, like, even though I'm kind of glad it was Lucas, I would have loved it if it was Nicole. Because can you imagine? Because this is how, because Sam would be like thinking she got one over on Nicole. Right. Like I knew Nicole, and then Nicole is like at wit's end, for she'll just say, you know what, you want to talk about me sleeping with somebody?
I know. I would love to have seen that.
Right.
Yeah.
Well, how would EJ feel if I tell him the secret that you've been keeping? Cliffhanger for Thursday. On Friday, we find like everybody's at the party because every secret comes out when everybody's there, and Sammy's like, "What are you talking about?" Nicole said, "Well, it's funny." Hey, EJ, you know what Sammy been doing since you've been gone?
Yeah.
It'd be just like that. That's why I wish that, you know. And
Me too. I was hoping for that. I was hoping that Lucas would have walked in with the letter and said, well, guess what? But then again, I can understand why he can't do that, because then he would ruin it with Sammy, because Sammy wouldn't forgive him.
But see, here's the thing about, but you got to remember, see, a lot of fans don't know that this is Lucas's, like, I would have been cracking up if Lucas and Nicole teamed up. Because you're right. One of the things is like, okay, but see, Nicole would have had an ultimate motive. Like, it would have been, oh my gosh, that would have been so good.
I know, it would have been.
Yeah, so, yeah.
It would have been, because I mean, oh my gosh, I could see it plain as day. Whose phone is ringing?
It's not mine.
It was mine.
Not mine.
Oh, I thought maybe there was something connecting in the line or something. But yeah, I would have given anything to see that. Right after she destroyed Nicole's life, Nicole destroyed her life right in front of everybody. That would have been epic. That would have been Emmy Award-winning scenes all the way around. But unfortunately, it didn't happen yet. The other thing, that Paulina, I love the actress. And I was so excited that she was coming on Days. But her butt better change her ways and leave that Horton Square alone.
I think what's going to happen is she's going to be one of those women that you feel, how to say, you got to be down bottom before you can rise up. And I think this is where her point is. She's screwed up major. Abe is definitely mad at her, and as well as her, Eli's wife. I can't think of her name right now. But anyway, once everybody kind of gets at her, I think this is going to make her kind of change her ways a little, and maybe she'll try to improve. But that's just my prediction, because I know we have to all kind of like be knocked on the ground, and then we'll get back up again. I think that's what her character is going to go through.
It better be, because Horton Square is Days. I mean, you can't do that.
Yeah.
You can't wreck Horton Square. That's all there is to it.
Oh, yeah, I know. There's a lot of fans upset over that, what's going on with the storyline. I'm curious to see where they're going to go with that. I have a question real quick for y'all. What do y'all feel about this whole situation with, was it Theo, Sierra, and Ben?
Yeah, well, that's what I was going to get to next. That's what I was going to get to next. So, but I wanted to hear what Candice has to say about this Paulina Horton Square thing. To me, it's like getting rid of a legacy character. You know what I mean?
I'm going to be honest. When I saw it and everything, I was like, okay, that last scene when they had the plaque and whatnot, I was like, okay, I agree. I do feel as though that set is connected to Dave's, obviously, especially that plaque. When I saw that plaque and I saw Tom and Alice, and I know, like, down the line they probably, will probably bring it back, but it was just the fact that was the scene. Like, that was such a, because I'm going to tell you something. I'm going to get on my soapbox real quick. Some Dave's fans were split about this scene because they looked at the deeper meaning of that scene of blowing the Horton Square up. Mm-hmm. Some people felt as though it was a disrespect to the show's history and ways to, like, blow up what you already knew about the show. We're going to rebuild the show into a different version, like a different version of Dave's. That's how in-depth this was, like, when hardcore. I was like, okay, did it have to go this far? Like, the story about Paulina, and look, I like Paulina. Y'all know from day one when she first came on, I was like, yes. I was like, I like her.
I was so happy that she hooked up with Abe, because he's been alone for how many thousands of years?
Okay, I have an issue with that, though. I did not want her and Abe to hook up. I didn't want her and Abe to hook up. Because for some strange reason, I remember saying this. Well, wait a minute. I remember saying, even though I like Paulina, something's up with her. And I was like, okay, she's getting with Abe. Like, okay, Abe is the commissioner. Like, he has some power in town, right? Okay. Mm-hmm. And, yeah, he is her sister's, ex and what. And I'm just like, okay, unless this has been a flirtation for years, decades, I can understand. But all of a sudden, you're kind of getting a little risky-frisky with him, and then you find out why. And it's like, hey, come on now. I understand you haven't been with anybody since Sheila or Valerie and all of them. I get that. You could have had Kate, but I'm just saying. To me, it's like, okay, she played your loneliness for her main purpose. And I was like, Abe, why?
But I don't see it that way. I don't see it that way. I think she really has feelings for him.
I think she has feelings, but she has to be okay, guys who are listening to the show, this is my opinion. This is not the opinion of Take Two Radio. Sometimes guys take advantage of women's feelings for, especially in a business deal, okay? The thing is that sometimes women have to play by the men's rules. So I saw Paulina doing it. It's like, okay, she uses her women's, her body and everything, because Jack K is pow, 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 right?
Yeah.
And she's talking to, like talking to sweet talk and, ooh, sweetie Abe, fixing him some yum-yums, because what do they say, Pam? A way to a man's heart is through his stomach. So, got that. And then it's like, okay, the position Abe is in town. You want Price Town or Price Lane. What was it? Price Town?
Price Town, yeah.
Price Town. Okay, I'm pretty sure that's a trademark or something, but okay. I just was looking at it like that. Do I think she has feelings for him? Yeah, but I think she kind of was doing the whole, I can't think about having real feelings. I need to conquer what I was supposed to do. Then feel bad about my situation later. And she kind of did. And Abe too. So yeah, I was like, but I want to talk about that Lonnie girl. That you do not give back a check.
I know.
You don't do that.
That's fun.
You don't do that. Well, I'm going to give you back the check. Oh, give it to me. I'll take it.
I'll mobile deposit it.
I would be taking pictures with it, here I am with the check, and here what else the check, because I went shopping.
Yeah, I mean, I could kind of see keeping it, but then again, I understand why she wouldn't want to. It's kind of like dirty money. Okay.
Here's the thing, Sam, I'm glad you said that. So, in other words, she would have a conscience, right?
Mm-hmm.
She would have a conscience, right?
Yeah.
Who did she help escape from jail? Thank you. Her sister, her best friend.
Yeah, I get that. But still, I get it both ways. You know what I mean? Nobody's got clean hands. I get that,
Yeah.
Right.
But people that are hurt like that do things that they normally wouldn't do, and she tore up the check. So, but I don't know. Eventually, I think that Paulina is going to change her mind and save the square. I don't know. I mean, if I actually literally sucked in my breath when that guy popped off that plaque. I mean, I was like, oh, no, you didn't. I just couldn't even begin to believe that he did that. Unbelievable.
Yeah.
It is. It was just, I think a lot of people were probably disgusted by it. Just seeing it.
Yeah.
Done.
Yeah. So, on to Sierra and Theo's wedding, going to be on the anniversary of her wedding to Ben. I think that she's going to get her memories back because she's doing it on that day and she doesn't realize that's what she's doing.
That sounds interesting.
That's interesting.
Well, think about it. They're going to be at the same church, I'm assuming. Maybe not, but even just the date itself and her saying her vows to Theo. And
it sounds like she's trying. It's coming back in little droplets.
Right.
Yeah. Who set the wedding date? She did or he did?
She did. Theo doesn't like the wedding date. Theo doesn't like the wedding date.
Oh, he doesn't. That's the part I missed too. How about?
Did you watch it today?
I did.
I haven't watched today.
I think I must have been out of the room.
How are you not going to pause your TV when you walk out of the room?
I don't pause my TV.
You're fired. That is, I always pause my TV. Because if that 1 minute you walk away, you miss something good.
It.
Did you? No.
No, I did not.
So you're fired.
There's one thing I'm confused with this storyline is with Claire. Are we to assume that she's over her feelings for Ben, or is she just keeping them underneath, or what's going on with that? Because if I'm right, they did kiss before, right?
She's not over her feelings, but she's putting Sierra first, I believe.
Yeah, that makes sense. Okay, I was just curious.
What are your thoughts, Candice?
Well, anybody who knows me knows how I feel about this storyline because this went one way completely different. The thing is that I'm trying to be nice because I'm trying to, my thing is that, obviously Sierra is going to get her memories back. Is some part of her believes certain people. And I'm being honest, I just need for Ben to kind of chill for. I understand his frustration. Let me just clarify this. I understand his frustration because, like we said a couple of months ago, when the reality of Sierra is gone hits him, it's going to hit him hard because that was the one good thing in his whole life that actually made him happy and made him want to be a better person.
Exactly.
I get his frustration. I get it. At the same time, with Ben and Claire, let me just say this. I've always been a believer about the classic triangles or inserting something or someone to prove to the audience that if this couple is supposed to be the super couples that they're going to beat all odds, you need to show me through other avenues. And we could get on, and talk about this. I, for one, I've always said they kind of, if they were to do this story over, I always said from jump, it should have been Ben and Claire, then Ben and Sierra. The fact that Claire was the only person to believe Ben through this whole thing, and by the way, they both had mental illnesses. Allegedly. It
right.
was one thing. The fact that they bonded over certain things, of course, and I'm glad, go back a couple of weeks ago when they did do the kissing, and then the next day they were about to do something, and they actually had that conversation where Ben even admitted that he had some kind of feelings, that he was feeling a little like, okay, you're not by yourself. I felt it too. I do wish they would have went ahead with that and then have Sierra come back and have her memories, like, kind of like, oh, shoot, like, what I'm supposed to do here? I do feel as though with this story, and this is just my opinion, I do think they are kind of ruining Theo's character.
Yeah.
I do too.
And they also, and to me, also with Claire, I understand that she's trying to make it up to Sierra, like she's got her second chance, but come on now. Claire is a little cuckoo for Cocoa Puffs. I would not put it past her if she was trying to do all this, but she also sabotaged the situation. Because, and I will also say they may put her in the destruction, but I don't think they would, because this is kind of Claire's, if they wrote it the right way, it's that she's always been picked last. Like, she's like the little kid that gets picked all the time last, and they could have done something with that. With this whole storyline, I mean, it is soapy goodness, but it's just, it's still kind of missing some pieces, in my opinion.
Yeah, well, they do disservice to Theo.
Yeah, that's kind of sad that they are ruining his character, too. I saw that. That's kind of really, like, a lot of fans are disappointed over that, too.
And why would he want to put himself through that?
And see, and I feel as though, like, okay, all right, let me just break it down this way. I understand Theo being, because, again, it goes back to the fact that Sierra and Theo has been friends since they were kids. When Theo was going through the autism and stuff, Sierra was always there to protect him. These are facts, folks. So then it's like, okay, Theo comes back and sees his best friend in a situation. He's going to protect her. And not everybody has to be on Team Ben. I'm sorry. There's some people that are still going to have an issue with what Ben did, regardless of his redemption. Sammy, for crying out loud. Ava, for crying, I mean, not Ava, but Eve. There's certain people. Chad, definitely. Abby, you know, there's certain people that who also know Sierra that are not going to be, oh, well, you know what, dilly dum, he's a great guy. Theo is also that person. Do I think that Theo is taking advantage of Sierra?
I don't. I think it's his naivety.
Right. I think, and see, I think people are kind of split on this because they feel as though she does not have her memory. Here's the thing. She does know who she is. The only thing she doesn't have memories of is Ben. She's also suffering from She's suffering from, it's not, the memory loss is caused by the post-traumatic stress disorder. Again, you take a look at all the stuff that girl went through from after, like the wedding to now. It's like his past kind of traumatized her. So it's sort of like she is putting that freeze because she doesn't want to deal with the reality of it. Yes, I watched too much 2020 psychological news shows. I don't think now if this was Sierra who was like, oh, I don't know who I am. I'm Deidre Hall or Sandra D or something, and Theo's like, oh well, I'm gonna sneak you around town and not show anybody. That's taking advantage of it. But I don't see,
Yeah, no, I don't think I don't think he's taking advantage either. I think he truly loves her, but I also think he's very naive.
Right, and he's like, again, and the thing is, let's not cut Sierra out of this because Sierra is just using him just to try to kind of like, she doesn't, because and this is the thing we also said, she is getting some pieces back because the scene when Ben, her, and Justin was in Justin's place, and Ben had explained what Sierra did while he was on death row, and she blinked. She was kind of like, she knew that sounded like her, but not something that she would do for this guy. So again, it's sort of like, okay, Sierra, you do realize that the people who are close to you are kind of speaking truth. But Ben, at the same time, you also, like I think Claire said this, you need to give her a little bit of space, because you trying to stick needles, you trying to block her here and there, following her, saying we need to be together forever. That's scaring her. That is like, okay, you're forcing me to like let me breathe for a minute. So that's why I'm okay with the story, but it's certain parts of it I'm okay. Like, you know.
Like
so,
when he locked the door, I was like, oh my gosh, what is he gonna do?
Like that,
you know,
either.
That kind of was like freaky.
Again, because it's sort of like, again, she's the Sierra of because we gotta remember they did a time jump, so technically in Salem is 2022. So that Sierra, that 2022 Sierra, does not exist. The 2018 Sierra does, and in that time frame, Ben is the serial killer. I know that word has been used a lot, but guess what? That was him. This was the same. That was the same Ben who kidnapped Abby. You know, pour gasoline and stuff on Champion now. That's where she's at right now. So the time difference, there's two Bens that is being told to her. The Ben that apparently is like the best thing since sliced bread, who is with her, that her family allowed her to be with, versus the guy that she knows that they wouldn't even let her come near him because he killed people. So it's sort of like there's a conflict. It's like, okay, my grandparents are vouching that I love this guy. My grandparents, my brother is saying this. The only person who isn't saying anything is her grandfather, and you know he can't stand Ben. So it's sort of like, again, it's like, okay, her best friend is even saying, look, I don't know him like that. So it's like, what do? You got to give her some time. You got to give her some time to process, because the more you get in her face, the more she is going to run, and she's going to be like, you know what? In order for me to get away from you, I got to do what I got to do.
Yep, exactly. So, out of the other three, Rafe and Ava and Nicole,
and the bear,
and the bear. The bear is his conscience, of course. You know, I don't know
think that came out of left field for me.
Well, you know, guys, and of course the listeners don't know, I missed some parts and just decided to skip ahead, which is very, very unusual for me because I have the FOMO thing and I've got to see all the scenes, but I had so much to catch up on and I wanted to talk days that I just went ahead and skipped ahead. So somebody give me a quick synopsis of this Rafe Nicole thing.
Go ahead, Candice.
Oh, damn. Okay, wait a minute. Hold on. Basically, you know, they're friends. And Rafe is starting to feel a certain kind of way about Nicole, but, you know, Nicole was married. And then, you know, she cheated, and she confided to her best friend, Ava. And, you know, Rafe and Ava, they've been, you know, hanging out. And now everybody, it's sort of like Three's Company. It's, you know, Rafe has this thing for both women, and the bear is all like, you got it good. You know, Nicole was cooking dinner for you. Ava brought you some wine. Which woman would you be with? Yeah.
Okay, so then I didn't really miss anything then, because I thought that maybe something, I thought maybe something that had happened between Nicole and Rafe that I missed. So it's just something that's come out of left field, like all of a sudden he's looking at Nicole through rose-colored glasses. I don't know. Well,
yep.
I can.
Like they're kind of fighting their attraction towards each other is what I pick up on it.
I just keep asking the question, when did Ava become this person? Because to me, no offense to Tamara Braun, but Tamara is playing, what was the girl's name? What was Ava's sister's name? Oh God, not Ava. Who's the character beforehand? Yes.
Was that Taylor?
Yes, thank you. That's who she's playing to me right now. I'm just like, yeah, that's about right. Because they're all like, oh, and I'm just like, where's the Barrett?
Well,
the Barrett has become my new favorite character.
She went, yeah. She went from, crazy lunatic killer mob is psycho in the hospital after getting drugged to going to Race House and sleeping with him. I was like, what? What?
Mm-hmm. That's all right. Yeah,
there's like big holes in this story.
A little bit.
So that's why I wasn't getting it, but okay. Okay. Let's move on because
it's like, where are the villains in our Salem? Because we're missing villains.
Gone.
Oh, the last quick question for you on the dates is: are you guys invested with this whole triangle with Tripp, Chanel, and Allie, or are you over it?
No, I don't want Tripp with Allie at all.
You don't want Tripp with Allie? Why not?
No,
I don't.
Because there's too much. There's too much. There's too much. What they say, trash under the doorway.
I agree with that.
You got my vote. Yes, I agree. I don't want Tripp with Allie either.
I don't want Tripp with Allie because of what just happened a couple of months ago. You accused this man of rape. You jeopardized his whole medical career and his whole life. And then it was a false accusation because it was really Charlie. By the way, side note, congratulations, Mike Manny, on your engagement and your Emmy. Yes. Yep. Yes, Mike.
Yep.
We're talking to you, buddy.
And real quick, happy birthday to Michael Park.
Oh, hey, happy birthday, Michael. Hey. I'm actually over here like I'm waving at him like you can see me. Hey, Michael. Okay.
Yeah.
Right. The thing is that when you go through all of that, because I really had a problem with all of a sudden Tripp and Allie's friendship. It's one thing to be cool because of the nephew, because we got to remember that's his nephew. That kid is his nephew, so they can, But the whole, and I use this word, lusting after each other is giving me the heebie-wibbies. And I know people are going to say, this is real life and everything like that. It is. And in some cases, this is the situation. Some of them don't hook up because it's always it's that thing. That's that thing. In this situation this past week is like, okay, Allie is conflicted on what she should be feeling. Okay, this is where we need to call Will. Or we need a Marlena scene because she needs to talk to somebody. I think in this situation, I'm sorry, Allie, to me, is not a victim. She's causing a little bit of damage. But the fact that she and Tripp, let me just tell you, the fact that Tripp, again, for the second time has been used for sex, because the first time was when Sierra, after she was raped, and to get over Ben, she slept with Tripp, if y'all remember. And now, for Allie, because she's conflicted, she's having sex with Tripp. The fact that Chanel saw them going in and, they're all like, well, okay, we're all talking about it. Okay, we're cool. I'm like, you know what, Allie, I get it. You're trying to not pay attention to your feelings. I get that, but I'm also like, Chanel was completely 110% honest with you. And Tripp even gave you 4 chances to not go with him. He was like, are you sure? Are you sure? Well, wow, you kissed a girl. Do you not want to date me? Do you want to think about it? I'm like, Allie, what the mess? Like, he's giving because in the end, somebody's going to get hurt. It's going to be 2 people that's going to get hurt, Allie. And the thing is that with Chanel, I don't put anything past her because I'm looking at her and how she's with Eli. I'm watching her.
Well, yeah, and then she went over by Theo and started wanting to make out with him.
Let's not
she's
forget
not,
she flirts with
she's
Eli.
not too selective.
She flirts with Eli walking around in his home with a towel. So I'm with Pam.
Yeah.
I don't trust Chanel.
Yeah, I'm like this. To me, it's like, okay, Theo and Chanel have history. So it's sort of like the rebound situation. It's like, okay, I kind of gave my feelings out to this person, and she went ahead and did this. So guess what? I can do this too. And Theo's my only option, right? Because, you know, Xander, well, there was great possibility, right? See, Xander, you messed up. Bang. So, but at the same time, with Chanel, because I'm like thinking to myself, with this character, is she going to do something with Eli? Because look, it's one thing to see him naked one time, right?
Yeah, but 3 times?
3 times. 3 times. And Eli, you should know. Look, you got company. Cover it up. Cover it up.
Exactly. You don't walk out of the shower with just a towel when you know what's happened before. You put on your clothes or you put on a robe or something.
Unless Eli's enjoying the attention, and you never know. Maybe they start a little, a little summer affair, since there is summer.
But
you know, I can't with that. I can't, because she just is too young for me to get with him. It just seems not right.
Well, to me, I'm not even going to put. That's what I'm saying. I'm watching her because my thing is that Allie. We don't know so much about Chanel, right? We don't know what type of, so far we kind of know that she does not like being told what to do. So when to be honest, when she first came on the show, before we even knew about her and Allie, I did say that. I said, watch she be some kind of trouble for Eli and Lonnie, you know, because I'm just like, this is kind of an interesting situation. And again, she's seen this boy 3 times over naked, surely. I mean, granted, I probably would be taking. I would if we ever get Lamone on the show. I swear, Pam, you better not. And I'll say it, but I know that Pam will probably repeat it. But the thing is that we all know Eli is a very good-looking man. But at the same time, it's like, yo, like even Chanel should be like this. Is it okay if I can come in? Like, is it like, okay, I'm not looking, I'm not, touching, I'm not doing anything. And Eli should also respect that too, because you never know. Look, nobody tells anybody when there's company at the house is on soap. So, yeah.
There's got to be boundaries or something like that. I get what you're saying, yeah. I don't want Eli to hook up with Chanel either. I'm just saying, it just seems like Chanel wants to hook up with anybody in town so she can get the attention that she wants.
Exactly. So, I just thought of something, too, I just wanted to discuss before we move on, because we've been doing this for an hour. Gosh. If it comes to me, I'll bring it up, but let's move on to Bold.
Okay.
Loving Quinn and Carter. They're hot.
Well, no, not for me. I mean, I there's something. Not that they're not hot. They're hot. Okay. Yes, I agree with that. But there's something that's bothering me, and I was trying to figure that out today when I was watching that. And I think what is bothering me is because of how hurt Eric was, more so about
Quinn?
Carter. He was more hurt about Carter than he was about Quinn, because Carter's been like family.
Right. I think that's why it hurts Eric more, is because but not from you, Carter, because you're family.
Right, exactly.
And I will say this, I agree with that, and also it's sort of like the whole, we've done this before, because remember, and see, this is why I said I'm enjoying this storyline a little bit too much, but this is soapy, like, it's soapiness of it all, right? The fact that Quinn was having a slight affair with Ridge,
Right.
And everything like
that didn't seem a lot compared to this one.
But here's the thing. Once you do something, it's sort of like, okay, you got to remember, too. We got to all remember how the family reacted to Eric and Quinn.
Right.
Mm-hmm.
They were not, so remember, Steffi slapped her and told her grandfather, you know that she's going to hurt you.
Mm-hmm.
I know everybody's been saying Brooke this and Brooke this, but even Brooke was saying it. Ridge was saying it, but then look what happened with him and Quinn. So it is sort of like everybody has been telling Eric that she's not going to change. She may be able to change, but somehow, some way, she's going to hurt you in the end. I think Eric is so naive, and he just wants that companionship, that he truly believes that Quinn, first strike, okay, you're going to get a second chance. Because remember, Quinn did say that this past week, is that Eric doesn't give second chances to just about anybody. You have to earn it. And she earned that second chance. And what did she do? She kind of blew it. She blew it. Literally blew her chance. The fact that Carter, and I for one have been saying this, Carter's really never done anything outside of quote unquote hurting anybody. He's been hurt on
right.
when not. Yeah, I mean, it goes back to, it really, like, think about it. He's really never been, like, the one to kind of says, you know what, for once, I'm going to do me. And yet, it just so happened that it was with Quinn. It's like, okay, the heat of the moment, okay, one night stand turned into the number 5. And, again, it's sort of like Eric is giving him that second chance to kind of prove himself. Now, this is where it gets good. Because remember the rules, that Carter cannot be nowhere near Quinn, or else he's fired.
Right.
So you know, and I said this, Carter is like, okay, I'm not going to screw this up. But Quinn, who has a right to kind of feel a certain type of way that she does, I can see her sabotaging this and saying, you know what, if I'm going down, so are you, buddy. Like, you're coming with me. And everything. I do believe that they care about each other. But at this point, she thought, I'm going to have my cake and I'm going to eat it too. Like, I'm going to enjoy this for what it's worth. And again, if you saw today's episode, you kind of saw that happen. It's like, oh, shoot, video chat. Damn. like,
oh, my God,
like,
yeah.
Okay.
That was something.
Like, don't say nothing.
I see a dress in the background.
Right, I'm like this.
I'm laughing my ass off because it's so funny. I got to see the GIF. I didn't get to see today's episode, but I saw a GIF of that little clip, and I'm like, oh, my God, that looks funny.
It's funny because, but it's interesting because it's sort of like, okay, Carter may be thinking, okay, I'm going to have the best of both worlds. But I need for somebody to be watching them, like, kind of not stalking them, but kind of like, so Carter, where was you at last night? Because
well, you know what?
Who was the female?
What kind of surprised me is nobody even gave it a second thought that it might be Quinn's dress.
Because you would think that Carter's not stupid. See, that's the thing. It's like, again, okay, Eric told Carter not to do it. And even though,
but I could see Eric thinking that way, but not Ridge.
But you know what else I can see? But you know what else I can think? It's sort of like, okay, the idea popped in their head, but they're going to think that Carter is not this stupid to kind of put his second chance on jeopardy, like in jeopardy. Like, they could fake it. Like, somebody probably did fake it. But they're going to be like, you know what? Carter's not this stupid. After we just told him not to be with Quinn. And it's going to be interesting because Carter's Eric's lawyer.
Right.
So, Quinn is probably going to try to get some inside stuff, be it because, her and Carter. And see, Carter can't be stupid right now. Because if Quinn finds something or he leaks something, oh my gosh, this is Aaron spelling right here. I I know people saying, Candice, it's not going to work out that way. I do think it's going to work out that way because, again, Quinn is like, you know what? What else I got to lose?
Right.
And Carter's
so
like,
I
got both
question
things.
for you. I have a question. So, do you believe that Eric's right in dictating Carter's personal life like that?
And I was just going to ask that because David wrote that on Facebook that he doesn't like that Eric is dictating Carter's life. And I don't see it that way. So go ahead, Candice.
I don't see it that way either. Because here's the thing. As an employee, because first and foremost, was Carter thinking about any of that when he was sleeping with Quinn?
Exactly.
Probably not.
So my thing is that as a boss, especially because the thing is that you're about to represent me.
Yep.
Doing this divorce proceeding, so it's a conflict of interest. So to me, if it's like, okay, before you get too heavy into something, do know that if you do, it's a conflict of interest that's not going to be suited for this business because Quinn has forced the creations a few times. So it's not just about Carter. It's also about some other things, too. Eric is just pissed at this point. And he's just like this, okay, you know what? In order for you to keep your job, you cannot be with Quinn.
Right.
Or do with anything. Because the thing is that, not only that, again, just like I said, Carter is representing Eric in the divorce procedures against Quinn. I would have a problem with that, too.
Forgot about that.
Right.
Okay.
That's why I was surprised that David wrote that.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
No,
I get that now.
I get that. If not for that, if there wasn't that, then what?
If Carter was not if Carter did not work for Forrester Creations, then he can do whatever he wants.
Mm-hmm.
He could do whatever he wants. He could have represented Quinn. He could have did anything just to be the ultimate payback. But the fact that his loyalty, like, again, your boss has requested for you not to deal with somebody that was formerly a part of this business. Because you got to look at it that way. Quinn was a part of Forrester Creations. Now, because of the situation, she's not.
She is now.
So it's a conflict of interest.
Okay.
Mm-hmm.
Yep. I totally agree with everything you just said. That was my thoughts on it. So, let's see. What else is going on there? Not really a whole lot.
Me. Yeah,
Candice
Justin and Bill. Yeah, Justin and Bill.
Oh, yeah.
The second best story going on Bold and Beautiful right now.
Justin found out. That left my thoughts because he wasn't on.
No, I'm going to get, you said Don Diamond. I'm giving it to Aaron D. Spears because both of those men delivered those scenes. I'm sorry. Sonny and Jason, who? That was the old romance. The new romance is Justin and Bill. When I tell you, oh my gosh, it was like a relationship. Because I think, everybody kept saying about Justin, like, why is Justin doing all this? And people was like, this is such out of his character. And I'm like, after a certain point, when you're working with somebody or for somebody, you get pissed off of the way that they treat you, especially if it's for their own purpose. We all know Justin's a lawyer, so of course you're going to be friends with a lawyer. That's one of the best kind of people to be friends with. A doctor, a cop, a lawyer.
A judge.
A rich person, a judge, a rich person. And the thing is that if you really think about it, if you've been watching Bold and Beautiful as long as Justin's been on, Bill always would talk bad about Justin. It's like, are you stupid? Like, how could you do this? Like, Justin's here. He's going to get me off the hook. Come on now. Like, da-da-da-da-da. So, when they had the flashback of Justin doing all of Bill's dirty work and everything like that, it's sort of like, okay, you know what? I'm done. I'm done being your right-hand person. It is time for me to claim some respect. However, when Bill found out what Justin was doing, look, the student learned from you, teacher. So it hurted Bill in the sense of, dang, like, for real, that's how you're going to treat me? I'm your best friend. But I think what really hit Justin is when Bill said, "You're more important to me than any of the other relationships I've ever had. You're my best friend, both personal and professionally, and I respect." I'm like, oh. And I think, too, is that Bill doesn't really express himself in the manner that people would want him to. Like you know, Pam,
right.
I love you, you're my best friend and stuff like that. Bill has his own way of doing it. And
right.
Justin, I guess, didn't feel as though, like with a relationship, it's like a one-sided. It's like I'm doing all the heavy work while you're just in the spotlight saying, oh, yeah. He felt a certain way, too. I enjoyed those scenes like nobody. I was like, come through. I was like, that's why I said Justin and Bill, and then they had the music and everything. When Bill said, get out, you're done. It's like, it's sort of it was like, Dad, what is Justin going to do? And here comes Justin at Force of Creation. I was like, you know what? I'm done. Come through, Justin. When he told, can I just now say it now? I'm going to claim this. I want to claim it for him. Aaron D. Spears and Don Diamont better have their names submitted for the Daytime Emmys next year. There, I said it.
Yeah.
Because those things were good and then you have Justin going over to Force of Creations, right? And since he, in prison time, that's jail time. That's, like they could press charges. The fact that he said, I can give you something even better than that, all that other stuff is my loyalty. And you know how loyal I was to Bill. So I can be loyal to you, too. And I saw with Thomas gave the look of like, can you really trust him? But when Justin had said, I have something that will show you my loyalty to you, and it was the sword necklace. We all know the meanings of those necklaces. When Ridge, we all know Ridge has a vendetta against Bill, took it, it was like, okay. But I'm going to be honest with you, I don't trust Justin. I think Justin is going to do whatever it takes to get back over to Bill.
Yeah, I don't trust him either.
No, but you got to give him credit. You got to give Justin credit. He knows how to play the game. He's like,
okay,
I got something
you want,
knows. And I need you to help me. And if we get to work together, this is what you get. Yeah, I got a quick question.
Mm-hmm.
Do you think that Thomas Forrester has redeemed himself?
I think he
redeemed himself as far as what he's done in the past with Hope and everything. I do.
Yes. Do you think he's over that?
I do.
He redeemed himself? Okay.
I think he's over the obsession of being with Hope, and he just wants Hope to be happy. I said this from jump about Liam, and actually goes back to if he found out that Steffi's baby, who the biological parent was or whatnot, is if he was going to tell the truth. And now with Liam, because here's the thing. Thomas could have been really slick about this and be like, I don't know nothing. Like, I don't got nothing. I don't know what they got. But the fact is, I think he's learned that the important thing is he really wants Hope to be happy.
Mm-hmm.
And even if that means he has to sacrifice his own happiness for her happiness, he's okay with that. He wants to do the right thing for once instead of being that person. So to me, I think with all the baby stuff and all the stuff that happened, I do think he did redeem himself. But I don't say fully. Like there's a little unlike balance in him still somewhere.
Well, I think he might he might be fighting it.
He's a little dark.
He might be fighting it,
Yeah.
Mhm. But
I'm not
do
gonna
think
lie.
that he
I would love for Thomas to go after Brooke, though. That's always fun.
No. No, we ain't doing that again. No.
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 No more berries.
No.
No.
I didn't like it the first time, and I surely wouldn't like it this time.
No.
Can you reflect for the audience? I'm just curious, but what was the reference for the berries again? Did somebody get drugged with berries, or somebody?
That was Thomas.
Yeah,
and
Thomas and Hope and Brooke. Yeah, and they made out. They were on an island. Thomas has had a crush on Brooke for a very long time.
Yeah, we need to stop talking about that. That was gross.
I'm not talking about it. Yeah.
Oh my God.
I don't remember. I went to soap therapy for like years for that. That finally came out a couple of weeks ago.
Yeah, we're done with that.
God.
Okay. Anything else?
Where we headed to
real quick, happy 11th anniversary to Scott Clifton. Yesterday was his 11th anniversary on Bold and Beautiful. Do you remember when you first saw him on Bold and Beautiful? Because I do.
I do.
I was like, what? I'm like, wait, Scott Clifton's on Bold and Beautiful? What did I miss? Like, wait.
Oh, since you mentioned anniversary, there's a backtrack. The actor that plays Victor on Days of Our Lives, he's supposed to be celebrating anniversary too, right?
35 years.
I think it's like about 35 years.
Oh, okay. Well,
what's it, 36?
Happy anniversary to him too.
Is it 36?
I saw somebody wish him a 35th anniversary.
Okay. Go ahead, John Aniston. Go ahead, man. Go ahead, baby.
I love him. I just do.
Said, which one are we headed to next? Which other soap are we headed to next?
To Young and the Restless.
Okay.
Oh my God!
Okay.
Oh my God! I've been waiting to tell you this. Okay, it's not a spoiler; it's just a teaser. Make sure that you tune in tomorrow's episode because we're getting close to finding out actually who killed Richard. If anyone is invested in the storyline, stay tuned because there's a special clue and a hint right when you're watching the episode. It all happens tomorrow.
Okay, I'm going to be honest. I really don't care because I think the storyline went down south real quick.
You didn't even like today? I like today.
No.
What happened today? I missed it.
Go ahead, David.
Today was the sting on Sutton.
Mm-hmm.
Oh, the trap.
There was no note to begin with.
Yeah, you know,
Victor.
when I was watching that, I was like, what is Victor doing? Is he screwing Amanda, on this, just lying to her? And then I watched it today, and I was like, oh, okay. I get it now.
Because remember, he's teaming up with Amanda to try to kill her.
Yeah, I know he was teaming up with her. That's why I was a little bit confused on why he was sucking up to Sutton, like if he was on his side, because here he was spilling all the beans, like Amanda's coming after you, blah, 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 blah. And you do this for me, and then, I'll do this for you, and you owe me a favor, and, So I was like, what? But then today it was like, oh, we got you recorded, buddy.
I may not have liked all this story leading up, but today I liked.
Yeah.
So how do we feel? Do you want Nate to be with Imani, or do you want him to be with Elaine?
Well, wait.
Elena?
Okay, wait.
Yeah.
Well, on that, because we still need to talk about that with Candice. What are your thoughts on?
Like I said, to me, this storyline, it went down for me because I wish I could be more invested in this storyline, but I do feel as though this was just one of those we'll throw it and see if it sticks kind of storylines because I don't know Richard, don't care. We kind of knew they were pull Newman into this, so there you go. With Sutton, we kind of called it from jump. The only good thing that came out of it was, again, Michelle Morgan can turn crap into gold, and the fact that when you put the actors were good. Like I said, the actors were good. But this storyline, to me, I'm just like shaking my head. I'm like, okay, you gave us Amanda's backstory. Okay, now what? Like, we don't know if this was and I kept saying this, if it was the actor Phil Morris who was on Young and Restless back in the 80s and they kind of tied him to this, I would have been okay with it. Because his character because his character was Tyrone Jackson and he was like a gambler, mobster and all that stuff. back in the 80s. And to me, they could have tied it all in. I actually came up with a whole story for that. See, Younger Russell, she could have paid me for it. But this Richard guy that they used a photo from, the magazines and all of this, I don't feel anything. So I really don't care who killed. Now, if you go bust out and say,
Candice.
Yeah, because if you bust out and say the mom did it, I'm going to be like, really? Like, really? Like, shocking. Wow. Okay.
Yeah, I agree with you. I was invested, hyped up when it first started, but like you, I was disappointed. They've kind of gone like a roller coaster ride. I'm ready to get off it. But one thing that I can share and tease a little is once we find out who the killer is, and it will happen soon, Amanda's new storyline will kick off this fall, so we'll get ready for that. Sorry.
Okay, so moving on.
Yeah.
Since nothing's thrilling there. So I guess after today's episode, we're getting closer and closer to an Adam and Sharon reunion. And I'm, to tell you the truth, I am over that.
Okay.
Pam, do you think Chelsea's going to seduce what's his name, Ray, while she's away with him at the hotel?
It crossed my mind.
I wouldn't be surprised by it.
Because she does hate Sharon, and she really wants to hurt her. Remember, in her mind, Sharon ruined her life.
Mhm.
Mhm. Okay, here's my thing. I'm obviously, because Melissa Claire Egan is on, maternity leave and, other things too behind, the scenes. I would not be surprised if they go ahead with Sharon and Adam, because just like some other shows, it's like you've been teasing the fans long enough. You really kind of have an out right now. Yeah, Sharon is staying committed to Ray because of the guilt. But the fact that they were thinking about their kisses, and Adam is like, I missed you.
Mm-hmm.
I missed you too. You can see me. You can see me all the time here at Crimson Lights. Hey, like it's like that lingering. Like we shouldn't be together, but there's this pull that's connecting us. I just keep saying, Young and Restless, go there and see what happens, because that way it's like, all right, you already done it with the second time around with them, and again, that could lead to Ray actually kind of going to Chelsea. I'm going to flip this, and I know some people are going to be like, well, Ray wouldn't do that. Yeah, he would, because he's hurt. He would be hurt about that.
I felt chemistry between Ray and Chelsea. That could definitely be an interesting dynamic.
Well, they were doing chem tests with Jordy and Amelia, Jordy and Melissa. Like, I noticed that like earlier this year that they were doing like Ray and Victoria, Ray and Chelsea. That's why I said on the show, if they're going to end Ray and Sharon, give me one of them. It's just, I'm kind of glad they, steer clear to Victoria, because Victoria got her own thing going on, which I'm very proud of her. I'm really proud, but I'm worried about her too. So, yeah, if it's Chelsea, because it's like, okay, Ray's been hurt, and Chelsea will see his opportunity. I just don't need no babies popping up.
No, we don't need any more babies.
No more babies, at least not for a while.
Yeah, give me about, 3 years.
Speaking of babies, how are we feeling about this crazy Abby storyline with the baby and Mariah missing? Are we invested? Or
well, you know what?
Oh, boy.
I saw a rumor somewhere, and I don't go, I don't read spoilers or anything like that, but I happened to come across it, and I can't for the life of me remember where, because I was talking to Dawn about it. That Stitch is the one that has Mariah. Anybody heard anything about that?
I heard that, and there's going to be like a reason why. It's not just Stitch doing it for nothing. If what I heard was true, there's a reason why Stitch did it, and it's very deep, so it's going to be interesting.
Well, my thing is, if it is Stitch, then and he has Mariah, then he must need something from the child to help Max.
Remember, he did say that his son was declining at the clinic.
Right, exactly. But what would he need? See, that was my thought too. It was he needed something from the child. But what?
Stem cells?
Well, I mean,
Stem cells, maybe?
Well, yeah, stem cells, but they're not related.
Related.
Yeah.
So that doesn't make sense.
Yeah.
I'm thinking maybe Stitch
I can't think of anything.
How do you say? Maybe Stitch kind of lost his mind after losing, after his son being in the clinic. Maybe he's kind of like gone marbles.
Okay, so let me just address this right now. Because this story has been so up and down and in between, and look, we all know, we know allegedly why the story kind of took a different direction. We're not going to say it on the show, but y'all probably can put two and two together. The thing is that, this storyline was not, it could have been interesting in the sense of a lot of things. They brought Stitch on, and I'm not even going to lie. I did miss Sean Kerrigan. I missed you, man. I really did.
Yeah, I like him.
I do question the timing of this, because I'm like, if you go ahead and say that he went off his rocker, keep in mind who his sister was, Kelly, and everything, you're going to have to really convince me about this. And no, this is not like JT, where, there was some context clues about JT's behavior. But anyway, that's another topic for another day. I do think something is going on, because I'm questioning, and this is me, being a soap fan, as well as a fanfic writer. I'm going to tattle back to something that was just now said. The babies aren't related. Those kids aren't related. Right. Are we 110% sure that was Devon's sperm that was inserted in Mariah? Thank you.
Fans are questioning that Devon might not even be that baby's sperm donor either.
That's just what she just
said.
Saying,
I would think. Is that what you were saying?
Yeah, I like that.
That's what I'm saying.
That it could be
Stitch. It could be Stitches, and that Stitch finds out like he was on a donation place. Because I can see, Josh, Young and the Restless writers, listen up. I can see how you can use Abby's history in this, as well as everybody else. Because we all know Abby is a sperm donor baby. That's two babies. Mm-hmm. I can see them saying that at the same time, Stitch also made a donation, as well as Devon. And somehow, some way, somebody screwed it up, maybe Stitch, because y'all also remember he's going to be trying to work at the hospital too. All right? And they find out that it's for Abby Newman Chancellor. Got to get it right, because that's what they say on the show. I can see Stitch kind of feeling, because remember, him and Abby was going to have a baby.
Yeah.
Because of Max, Abby lost that baby, and that was kind of the beginning stages of them breaking up. I can see Stitch kind of wanting a second opportunity, or something. Like we gotta explain Stitch's reasoning, but I wouldn't. That would actually be a twist. Yeah, like it would be a twist to see that that's what happened. Instead of Devon, for that to not be Devon's sperm, but Stitch's sperm that's in Mariah, and Stitch is kind of freaking out a little bit. I can totally see that, and if not, then shoot, it should be. And if they do that, Young and Restless, y'all heard it on Take Two Radio. So for this, I would like my money. And my Emmy nod.
That would be perfect. That would set Devon free from this crazy baby storyline.
Yeah, because to me, I said this from jump. The fact that you have Abby, Mariah, and Devon, to me, this was a weird, and it's nothing against Missy or to Cam or to Brighton. The fact is that these are three characters that really have nothing to do right now, currently on the canvas. Literally, they don't. So they all put them all together. Now, yes, they all have history. That is true. But this baby storyline could have went so a different way. The fact that you have Devon, who's always wanted to be like Neil as a father, okay, and he's had 2 opportunities to be a dad. For him to kind of give up the fact that this is his first, child, and he's giving that first child up and being an uncle. Are you kidding me? Nuh-uh, not today, buddy. No, don't see it. The fact that Mariah and Abby, when did they become best friends forever? Because I'm still trying to I have amnesia, so I'm like Mike from General Hospital. I don't know. But the fact that you have Mariah and Tessa, who to me is in desperate need of story, and it did take this story to kind of give us that. The fact that Mariah is like, oh, I'll do it. Since when? You should have insecurities about being a carrier, given your situation. And then you have Abby. Miss, everything has to be my way because I'm the daughter of Victor and Ashley. So, and now I'm a chancellor. Lord help us all. To me, it should be also insecurities because, one, you're not, like, you don't want to fall into, like, to me, right now she's getting on my nerves. And I love the line this week that Tessa said to Abby, it's not all about you. I was like, thank you, because it's not.
Yes.
I was like,
Team Tessa, yeah.
I was
thank
like,
you, Tessa.
standing ovation, because I do feel as though Abby, I understand Abby is sort of like, in a sense, like her sister Victoria. You think you have all of it, but there's more. And the fact that Abby, and Chance, they're young, they're in love, she's a billionaire, she's an entrepreneur, she has everything, but she's missing that one thing to bring her complete joy. And she did have to overcome her fear of being a parent. And now she's going to have a baby. But the thing is, I could totally see where she could have, like, especially with Chance saying, I ain't coming home, sort of pulling like an Eric from Days of Our Lives. We peeped you. Then Abby changed her mind. Like, that's how I would have wrote it, is that, okay, once this procedure started, and then Abby has to make that difficult decision, is like, I don't want to do this. I don't think I can go through this. So then it's like, okay, Abby tell Mariah, after Mariah's been inseminated, then you have to talk with Mariah and Tessa of should they raise this child together. And then you have Devon. Like that, oh my God, that could have been such an Agnes Nixon type storyline. And a William J. Bell.
I've got a question for David. Have we heard anything about what's going on with it Chance? Is there any possibility that he's due for a return, or are they just going to let that kind of stay dead?
Sounds like
I haven't heard anything
for a while.
I haven't heard anything.
I haven't heard anything.
When Chance showed up, I thought he was going to be there to tell Abby that Chance died. When Stitch showed up, I thought that he was there to say that something happened to Chance.
I thought so too. I thought that too. And when Cricket showed up at the house, and she said she had something to talk about, like she always does, kind of throw like a red herring. I was like, oh my God, don't tell me Chance died.
Yeah, so that's what I was thinking was going to happen. I don't know if eventually they're going to recast. What was that? I don't know if they're eventually going to recast Chance or not. If they do, I would love to see Abby's real husband back again.
Yeah.
Oh
yes,
yes,
absolutely.
Yes, yes, please.
So I guess we'll just have to wait and see what happens with that. I'm trying to think what else.
So, Pam, are you invested in the Imani, Nate, and Elena triangle, or are you just not invested in that?
No, I'm not invested in. I want her with Nate. I want Nate with Elena.
Oh, you do.
Do you want Imani to stay, or do you think she's just going to be one of those that's just kind of like a temporary character?
I don't mind if Imani stays. I like her now that her and Amanda are getting along. But what they will do with her after this storyline is a whole other thing.
I could see her mingle with Billy Abbott for a little bit. What do you think, Candice? David?
What? Imani with Billy?
Yeah,
I'd rather have Sally with Billy. I'd rather have Sally with Billy.
The thing with Imani, like I said, like it goes back to what I said earlier. The actors in this storyline, like I love the mother and I love Imani. I would want Imani to stay because to me she gives me 50% of Hillary.
Yep.
And 50% of her own self. I can see her mixing it up with like being a with Nate and the Devon and even Adam. Like, I can see that. I can see her. Who else is there around? Ray, like Ray. I can see. Hey, why not go there, folks? I can see her with other people too.
How about Nick?
I could see Imani with Nick.
Nick.
That's what I just said. Yeah.
Look, that would be for some people that would be a dream come true. Just saying. But because it's the same person who wanted Amanda and Nick. But thanks, Young and Russell, for not giving me that. I mean, giving us the fans that. Sorry. Anyway, but the thing is that Young and the Russells, and I'm going to be honest, Young and the Russells does need to keep some young folks on their show because, no offense, the show is called The Young and the Russells. And Imani, to me, and they have to, I wouldn't mind Billy because that would give Lily and Billy, I mean, you already got some stuff going on with Billy and Lily right now, but that would add some extra stuff too. Like, yeah.
And you know what? I might be one of the few, but I don't like Billy and Lily together.
Lily. I don't like them anymore.
They're in a bubble. I think they're in a bubble.
I liked them together at first. Now I just don't care.
I find them boring.
There was potential, and I feel as though they kind of dropped the ball when Lily overheard about Billy and Summer when they were on the plane.
Yeah, I think that's where it ended. I think that's when that relationship began and it ended.
Well, I mean, to me, it was like the fact that Billy and Lily, because, again, if you've been watching the show for a long time, you know that they have history, both friendship and a little bit of relationship. Mm-hmm. And so the fact that they, kind of hooked up and everything, it was interesting because, again, the way they were writing Lily was a little different. And with Billy, it's like, okay, here's somebody who I don't even have to even impress. Like, she already knows me, and that's the kind of relationship you kind of want. But I think when she overheard about Summer and Billy, because that is something that a lot of fans still want to come out, is the whole Summer and Billy stuff. The fact that, Phyllis knew, Kyle knew, the fact that, that's the reason Jabot lost some money was because of Billy's gambling that Summer sat her back on. I do feel as though with Billy and Lily, they do need some extra something. I just don't know what that is.
I don't either.
I mean, right now, business. But I'm going to tell you something. It's crazy. Their relationship is boring, but I love the work relationship they have.
Yeah, the work relationship I can get with.
Yeah. Because I'm like, okay, Billy, you can't do this and turn, like, you're not going to try to turn Transcom Media into GC Buzz or,
right.
I'm just gonna give my own freaking show, or be like Danielle Fraser at Forever and a Day and Trash.com. You can't do that, folks. Yeah, I had to plug my show. I'm sorry, but it's like you can't, and that's what I like is that because the thing is that this is Billy's opportunity to also have his own quote unquote outside legacy. Because every other time he's done something, he's screwed up. The fact that Lily is there to kind of be like, no. Like kind of a mama, like no, baby, you can't do this. Yeah.
You know what?
Yeah.
With you talking about this part, I think that's what I don't like about those two being together in a relationship. She's like his mother.
Because of the work mother. Yeah.
That's what I don't like.
But see,
I don't
think
feel a
that's what
relationship.
I get that vibe.
Well,
I get that vibe. Like they're just kind of like.
But you know what?
No.
But the sad thing is Billy is such a baby, though. He had, because it's like, okay, first and foremost, I'm just going to say this. I need for the writers to stop this whole obsession Billy has with Adam, because it's not cute anymore. It was cute in the beginning, and I was like, yeah. But I think what cracks me up the most is sometimes, and you know what, fans are real quick to call this out, is that we've been through this already with Billy and Adam. They came to an agreement.
Mm-hmm.
If you remember when there was a certain guy named Justin Hartley playing the role, they came to an agreement. So for all of this to come, you can have them go back and forth, but this obsession with Adam is like, it's so boring, and that's why I say, like, Lily, is acting like a mama because Billy's acting like a big baby.
Yeah, and that's what ruins it for me, though. That's what ruins the relationship for me.
I'll agree with you on that, Pam. I got two quick things. One, I'm enjoying the team up between Phyllis and Billy, and I enjoyed this week when Phyllis was teasing with the manager. She goes, you know what? This hotel would be so much funner if it wasn't for the guests.
No.
Let
me tell you the scene that I told people about this. This was my scene. The fact that first and foremost, thank you for writing Phyllis like Phyllis. Because I don't know. I think I saw Phyllis acting like Lisa from Aswell Turns, constantly running that hotel. So I was like, this is not my Phyllis. Like, this is the Phyllis. The fact that, Billy and her, they do not like, they're sensing something with Tara. Because Tara is playing everybody like a fiddle.
Oh, I can't wait for her to take her down.
Right.
Go ahead.
Like the fact that, she released that video of Ashlyn, talking about his treatment and stuff like that. And Sally is like, oh, why did you do this? And Tara's like, I had my reasons. Don't worry. Everything's going to be working. Just keep your mouth shut. The fact that Billy overheard that, I was like, yes. I was like, yes, this is the right person to hear this. The fact that, he went to Phyllis, because here's the thing. Phyllis is in mama bear mode right now. You already made her cub leave town, okay? Mm-hmm. Which I know everybody's like, Summer should have been able to do it. But the thing is that, like we said, Summer's insecurities, and because of the history of her family, got to her. Because, a child will win over you any day of the week, whether you're the wife, girlfriend, or anything. A child will always win. So it's sort of like, she was in that state. So you got Phyllis kind of like, who is this girl? Watch, stuff like that. The fact that Tara's kind of worming her way in the Abbott family, because she already got Carol's like, if you need anything, just let me know. I'm going to protect you and Harrison. You already got that kid, saying, who is, by the way, is the cutest kid. Daddy, I'm going to miss you, Daddy, da-da-da-da-da-da-da, right? So the fact that Phyllis even said to Summer, Tara reminds her of herself.
Mm-hmm. Yep.
So it's sort of like Tara has, but the fact that when Phyllis and Billy start talking about Tara, and Phyllis says, when Billy has said, how well do you know Tara? And Phyllis is like, not that well. Why? And then he's like, I just have fun. And when Phyllis said, why? Is she somebody you had a child with? I'm like, you know what? You didn't have to go that hard.
Funny. That was funny.
I was like, you didn't have to go that hard, Phyllis. And when Billy said what he said, he was going to expose her, but he's doing it to protect his family, sort of like what Victor would do. But the best part came when Phyllis was talking to Billy, and Phyllis looked up and said, hang on for a second. She turns around, she sees Sally. Hey, girl.
Oh, my God.
Oh, my God. I love that.
That made my day. Phyllis is
That was so good. That was so good.
But it goes against something. It goes with something we say about soaps. It's like everybody talks openly in public, right, about a secret, right? They can be like this. David, Willie, and Pam, they just set a plan in motion. And you're out in the bright, everybody sees you and hears you, right? So the fact that Sally was like eavesdropping and everything, and Phyllis could tell, like she's being listened to. But when Phyllis looked at Sally perked up and was like, I was trying to go that way, but I was being polite and trying to go in this way. And she's fixing her hair. I'm like, girl, you could have came up with a better lie than that. Like,
right.
just own it. Like, I was like, ooh, I was like, I can't.
Oh my God, I love
that.
that. The way Phyllis was, that Phyllis looked at Sally, she wanted to kill her.
I'm going to say this. Michelle Stafford gets the best, like, gift of the week because not only, I think that was one of them, and the other one when she saw Sally talking to Jack, and she's like, she's just walking by, and she's like,
looking through the window.
I'm like, this is that's why I said this is the Phyllis I you know,
yes.
When Michelle Stafford came back, I was like, okay, let's go. And of course, you know, I referenced her to Lisa from Ask the World Turns, and for those who watched Ask the World Turns, you got that reference because that's all. Lisa was a busybody, and then she just, you know, was, you know, the hotel was her life. So to me, I'm enjoying this. I'm enjoying the fact that we got Phyllis and Billy Parent teaming up because, and I'm going to be honest, this is a General Hospital reference. I always liked Michelle Stafford and Jason Thompson's chemistry.
Yeah.
So I'm invested to see where this goes. And real quick, because it's going to slide in real quick, I believe Ashlyn and Tara are working together.
I would not be surprised, but we got to move on because it's 7:46 or 8:46 for you guys, and we're winding down to the last 10 minutes. So we got to hit General Hospital.
Wow.
Okay, so real quick, in case anybody was figuring this out, Peter is still dead. Okay, sorry, Pam. Love ya.
Shut up.
We got messages, Alexis.
I'm loving Austin's character. Oh my God.
You're Candice, you're fired too.
Well, at least I got that out. No, but if you think about it, well, here's the thing.
I don't have a problem with that.
This week. Yeah, his name has come up a lot because I think a lot of people have said this, that is, you know, because Peter's dead, some storylines have kicked off. And, you know, this week, you know, they were trying to track down, like, the last few minutes of Peter. Like, okay, the airplane, where was the helicopter? Where was all of that at? You had Anna talking to Elizabeth, and Elizabeth is kind of like, you know, Elizabeth is probably going to crack first and not Finn. But you can tell that.
I don't know if I agree with that because Finn is just so close. And she keeps stopping him, so I don't know. I'm kind of torn on that one.
I just hope they don't openly talk about it in public. That's why I was saying what I said, is that I think Elizabeth might be, again, when talking out in public, you never know who's listening. And I haven't seen any spoilers or anything like that. It's just, to me, it's like I can see, like, Elizabeth talking to Finn where they think there's nobody around, and all of a sudden you see somebody, or somebody will come to Elizabeth and say, "Hey, I heard you and Finn talking. What did you do with the body?"
Well, at least today they were at the game, you know, and nobody was around to hear them that we know of.
Thank goodness.
No, yeah.
That
anyway,
know of.
I see it coming though.
Oh, yeah, that's not going to stay a secret. But I can't wait to see how they get out of it. Maybe Anna will help. I don't know. But it was great that Sean got out of jail. And
Yay!
But now Nicholas is pooping bricks.
Yeah, he is.
Yeah.
Well, I need a little clarification because my memory is cloudy. But I always thought that Sean was the one that Nicholas hired for some reason.
Yes,
but
and that's why Sean. No, okay. So they kind of did a rewrite with this. He was, because that's why Sean went to jail for attempted murder of Hayden. He didn't do it, but he was hired to get it done.
He was hired by Nicholas? He was hired. Okay. All right. Thank you
but
for the
see,
clarification.
that's one thing that confuses me, though. is because Sean knows he was hired by Nicholas. So why does he keep saying he's got to find out who tried to kill Hayden?
Because, okay, so Hayden was shot. But it wasn't by Sean.
But
he's thinking somebody else did it.
Right.
Even though he was hired to do it, he's still thinking somebody else did it.
Right. Mhm. Because this is all setting up for
Nicholas to fall.
And Hayden to return.
Right.
I don't think Nicholas is going to fall. I think it's going to be somebody else.
The question is, who?
Yeah, that's what I don't know right off the top of my head. But I don't see it being Nicholas, because then Nicholas goes to jail, and then what? Then we lose the whole thing with Ava and Spencer and, all the other stuff going on.
Don't worry. You don't have to worry about Ava and Spencer. You don't have to worry about them. Mm-mm. I do have an issue, though. I'm going to be honest about something that was said today by Nicholas, and I did catch it before I came on the show. So Ava's the love of your life, Nicholas. What a way to slap Gia Campbell, Emily Quartermain, Catherine Bell.
Mm-hmm.
Who else did you love? Emily's all of a sudden twin sister. Mm-hmm. We didn't forget Rebecca Shaw. That's her name. Mm-hmm. Yeah, I remember her name.
Well, with the many relationships a lot of the characters have, and even in real life too, that the love of your life is basically the person that you're with at that time. You know what I mean?
More or less,
Mm-hmm.
So I could kind of see that.
Oh, it goes by that old saying, right, Pam? If you can't be with the one you love the one you're with.
Right, exactly.
Oh, geez.
Exactly. What else is? I can't think right now. My mind is like all over the place. The teens.
The teens. Please, GH, don't F this up. Please, you're the only show that got a teen set going right now. Please don't F this up. But I know you're probably going to. Let me tell you about that. How many minutes we got left for the show, real quick? We could have talked about Jason and Carly and all of them, but we're not. We're going to talk about the pool, because that is by far the best set. That's Hulu money for you for General Hospital. That pool. See, this is what I miss about soaps, when they have these lavish sets, right? And it's real, and it has water in it, real water too.
Yeah.
And you got people with their bikinis on. And I've said this so many times that if we have her on the show, Pam, feel free to tell her this. I have a girl crush on Brooke Kerr, who plays Portia. The fact that she is 47 years old and was rocking that out.
Look at that body. Yeah.
I'm like, okay, and I think somebody posted it on Twitter. They put a comparison to her on Passions, which was 1999, to 2021. 47. And it was
she's got the body.
Yeah, and the thing is, and I know people was like talking about the guys and everything. Yeah, we're sizing them up. Even Gladys looked at great. I'm like, this is going to be my favorite. I mean, yeah, I understand the Moss was let go, you guys. That's some casting news. We talked about the Moss was let go off of a contract. You're probably going to see recurring, but the pool is where it's at. So thank you, Hulu, because that was Hulu. The people who watch DH on Hulu, that's where some of y'all money went to. So thank you for giving us that beautiful set. I just now need to see some more people there. I have a whole list of people, to be honest. But I'm actually enjoying that, because again, when you think summer, you do go to the pool. You do between General Hospital and Bold. Well, Bold's always done outside sets. I really have enjoyed seeing the outdoor settings lately. Like with General Hospital, it's really working. And with Bold, like I said, I've always done it. So I'm enjoying it. But yeah, that set, oh my God. I want to go there.
What?
Yeah.
So nice.
Yeah. Yeah. It's on the top. It's on the top of the building.
Yep.
It's not even in-ground pool. It's on the top of the building, so you can see it from the views. It looks nice.
Yeah.
I want to go too. So
I want some lemonade and just sit there.
Yes.
Right.
Yes.
But I did feel bad about Chase, real quick. Okay.
Yeah.
No offense. Who left Chase alone? He can't go to the pool. He can't go anywhere. Where's the caregivers at? Where are the people that's supposed to be watching Chase?
The man cannot walk, and you plop him on there. What if he's got to go pee?
I said the same thing. I'm like, okay, I like to say Dante was talking to Rocco. I believe it was Rocco saying, hey, you stay in the pool where I can see you. I'm like, that is such a real thing to say, like a parent to say.
Right.
I'm just I was like, I really do. But then I said, okay, so obviously there's going to be some fights in the pool. Like, people going to crash down like a dynasty and have fights. And then I said something really bad. I said, if they want to hide a body.
Under the pool.
Under the pool, and they can't find it, and it freezes up. Because you know winter will be coming. And then they can find the body. Oh, dang.
Well, we already had Spencer get dunked in the pool, so that's one.
Yay! Right. Real quick, because I know I heard it earlier about Austin. Thank you, GH, for making him a quartermain. Because look, when I tell you, I mean, I know we got 3 minutes. You know, we lost Stork Damon recently.
Yeah.
And it's sort of like, and I will admit, you know, somebody else said this too, one of my friends, it's like the timing of this storyline couldn't have come at a better, it's like they are still paying tribute to the cornermaid.
Right.
When we saw the pictures at the hospital, I'm gonna be honest, I teared up. I teared up when I saw John Eagle, Anna Lee, Stork Damon, and all of them. And I'm just like, that's my general high. I remember this. The fact that they still have Roger Howard playing with the same people, like Ken Shriner and him have this comedy thing going. I like that. But when he came in and said, let me introduce myself. My name is Austin Grayson Holt. I was like, oh, there's a new sheriff in town. I was like, okay, let's go. I'm just like, I know some people. Yeah, I'm just like, I know people were kind of like, but this puts the quartermain front and center now, where they should be.
Well, you know what? I'm glad he's a quartermain too, but I'm still having a really hard time adjusting to him playing Austin because I still miss Franco.
I have a clue. Was Alan involved with Charity?
Yes and no. It's sort of, we got only 1 minute left, but when we come back for our next episode, we're going to actually take a little bit of time to help you guys, or we'll just post it on our social media page. Make sure you follow us on Twitter, Facebook, and everywhere else. We'll put out a whole Q family tree about how everybody is related, because some people was like, is Austin Allen's son? No, that's his nephew.
Yeah.
Half nephew.
Yeah. It's his nephew.
Cool.
All right. Well, let's wrap it up for now. And Will had his call dropped, and he couldn't call back in. So it's just the three of us to say sayonara until next time, and thank you for listening.
And it's the second week in August.
Yep.
And as far as we know, it's going to be on the regular day of a Thursday, unless something comes up and we have to make it a Tuesday again. But with everybody's schedule,
how do we like the Tuesdays?
It don't matter to me what day it is.
Yeah, it doesn't. Yeah, as long as I'm with you guys, that's all that matters.
All right, so 5 seconds. Everybody, goodbye. Have a great night. Thank you guys for joining me. I'm so glad I was here. Bye-bye.
I am too.
Yay!
Yay.